I want to show you some very interesting things that I've been working on that has been helping me a lot with my business tech guy website. I need to be as diligent with my real estate website. Now, keep in mind, I wear two hats. I speak and train, but I also like to sell real estate, be in the trenches because I want to understand and to know what you guys are going through. At the same time, I love selling real estate, and it's a part of my life. It has been since I was 18 years old for 36 years. So I love real estate. I want to stay involved in the trenches. I need some listings right now because my listing inventory is really dried up a little bit. I've sold a lot of my properties, but this is my website that I have, and I'm actually doing some different things to my website, trying to follow up on some things that I've wanted to do. For example, I've been working on what I call driving tours, and I plan to build a list of all the subdivisions in Farmington where people can literally go and watch a driving tour. And we'll probably talk about that one week on our coaching calls. I am doing more interviews. Yesterday on my blog, I posted a interview that I did with a friend of mine from US Bank, and we discussed and talked about the rural development USDA loan program. So I'm trying to do more things like that with my website. However, my real estate website is I'm losing out on a lot of really good potential leads who are coming and visiting my website. And actually, I just want to show you the back end of my website here. You can see that I've been in the last 30 days, I've had about 318 users who've come to my website, which I'm real pleased with that. This is my real estate website. 83 of those came out of an organic search and 766 page views. People tend to go to around 2 pages per session that they come to the website, which is, I want to build that and make it better. One way to do that is by adding more videos for, how do you get a home loan, talking to the inspector, creating these neighborhood driving tours of subdivisions. But the key is this, and what I want you to write down or think about today, and what we're going to talk about over the next couple of coaching sessions, is that people may come to your website, and if we are not capturing their name and email address, we are missing out on an opportunity to possibly sell them, help them buy or sell real estate. And think about this in your own life. We all go to websites and we leave. I mean, you go to a website, you might hang around and look a little bit, but you leave. Now, I'm going to go to a website. Let me go to a different. And by the way, what I'm going to show you today, I'm actually have been picking up for my business tech guy at least 2 to 3 new subscribers a day. My subscriber list is like going crazy, which is because I'm offering some things that is helping. So let's go to Michael Hyatt. Now, Michael's a former publisher. He has some great book. He has a great book that you really need to read. I'm looking behind me to see what the name of that book is, but I'm sure you can actually find it somewhere here. But he's got a really good book on building websites and kind of branding yourself. But let's take a look at Michael's website. Right here on the right, get your free ebook. Inside my toolbox. Sign up to receive my blog posts via email and get a free copy of my new ebook on the resources I use. This is what we're going to be talking about over the next couple of weeks, trying to get people to give you their name and email. Now, I always want to caution folks, and look at that, he has 511,000 subscribers. That's huge. And it's not impossible for somebody like you or I, if we were trying to do his type of marketing, to do that. In fact, that's my goal from a business technology standpoint. But I don't want you to think about trying to get 500,000 subscribers for your real estate business, okay? If you only get 10 local subscribers or 5, and they are serious about buying or selling real estate, then you've scored, okay? Because you want to try to attract and get people in your local area who are interested in possibly, maybe not today, but possibly buying or selling real estate in the next 30 days, 60, 90, or maybe a year or 2 years out, okay? To do that, we have to create up something that's going to get people interested. Here's a webinar he's doing. Free webinar, my recipe for a killer blog post, and some other things. Now, just wanted to show you Michael Hyatt. He's very good at doing that. And here's a pop-up box before I'm getting ready to leave or after a certain length of time. These are all things that you and I can do on our website to make that effective. Okay, let's go back over to the real estate website. And let me show you something that I did a couple of, about a month and a half, well, it was about a month ago. And under my, let's go here, buying, I have a VA webinar replay. This is a recording session. I did this in the evening, and it was a VR webinar that I conducted with a loan officer. I actually sent out a press release to the radio stations and the newspapers, and I got more response from my press releases. They did that for free for me, and I ran one ad in the newspaper. I got 2 VA buyers to sign up from my local area. To me, that was a success. If I can sell 2 homes in the $100,000 range, and really I could have done that with free PR, that's all I was looking for was, hey, I need another buyer or 2 who's wanting to buy a home, who's VA approved. So we did a VA webinar. I had 2 people sign up. I got the names and phone numbers of both those people. Now, I'll be honest with you, I have not converted those or sold those folks yet, but I have developed a relationship and they are interested in purchasing a home. But I was able to get 2 good leads, and I was also able to record content that I have embedded on my website. Now, some of you may be saying, wait a minute, John, I don't have money to go out and buy a GoToWebinar account, or I'm not interested in spending money. You don't have to do that. You could do a VA webinar through a Google Hangout. And I'm not saying that you have to do a VA webinar or a first-time homebuyers webinar. What I'm trying to tell you is this. I used this mechanism to get a couple of leads. What I'm going to show you now, today and hopefully next week, is how we can use some free mechanisms, some free things that are out there on the internet to be able to get folks who come to our website interested in signing up for our list. In other words, we, as Seth Godin would say, we want them to opt in. It's called opt-in marketing, and we want them to give us your name and your email address, and I, in return, will give you something of value, and then I'm going to communicate and cultivate this lead and hopefully convert them into a closed transaction. Does that make sense? So that's what we're trying to do, and that's what I'm going to build on over these next couple of weeks. So how do we do that? Where's the first place to begin? I have a couple of little links here, listings by email, what's your home worth, search the MLS. I'll be honest with you, I've not received one lead off of these two links. If you select listings by email, that's what you get. That's not very effective. No leads. If you select what's your home worth, nothing going on there. I've not received any leads off of that. So it's not working, and I got to come up with something better that I can generate some leads. Now, I will show you one thing down here in the corner. This leave a message. I get more leads off of this little button right here than I do almost anything else on my website. And I'm using a company called Live Chat Inc. These sessions this month are all about how to make your website more profitable, okay, and get leads off your website. This is Live Chat Inc. You can see that if I wanted to chat with them, it says we are here, and I could begin chatting with someone from Live Chat Inc. Runs me around $36 a month, and you can do the math on that. What is that, $500-$600 a month? But I'm here to tell you I just converted a lead, or in the process of converting a lead, from an offline message. I get more offline messages, and I can use this on multiple websites. So I'm using it on my Business Tech Guy website as well. And it's pretty cool because it works for Windows or Mac, and it also works on an Android. It works on an iPhone and your iPad or whatever. So I'm actually logged in to my website right now. And if I refresh this page, you'll see that it will show that I'm online. So if someone wanted to talk to me, they could open up the browser and begin chatting with me. Again, I want to be upfront and honest with you. I do get folks who will instant message me. And by the way, if I come over here, you can see I kind of customize this side with my logo, so that shows I'm online. I get more offline messages than I do online messages. However, I can see where my folks are coming from. It will tell me if they're from St. Louis or where they're at. It'll keep my visits and so forth. Now, I just wanted to show you that to say that's one method that I've been using for my Mayfield real estate website, my Business Tech Guy website, that has been very helpful for me to gather leads and get information and people who come to my website. That's what you want to do. What we're going to focus on now is how do we create some type of an opt-in piece that we can put on any website that is free, or at least doesn't cost us a whole lot of money. All right. Let's jump out to, and most everybody on the call is a member of the National Association of Realtors. So if you go to narrpr.com, I'll type that in the box here, narrpr.com. That's what you want to put right up here, and that will take you to the RPR website. I did a webinar this morning for RPR. I do one every month for the National Association of Realtors, and I do a lot of live training on RPR. I love the program. I think it's absolutely one of the best tools that we receive from the National Association of Realtors for our dues dollars, outside of the political advocacy that we receive, because I really appreciate the political advocacy and many of the other things that the National Association of Realtors and my state association and local association give us. But one thing NAR gives us is this RPR. So I'm going to go in, and by the way, with RPR, you can search by city. It will auto-populate, or you can search by zip code. So again, I can search by zip code, city, and I'm going to select for sale. And I'm just going to show you here, this is a bigger map of everything that's going on in Farmington, right here. Now, some of you might have, and by the way, I can zoom in and zoom out. So I'm going to zoom in here and try to get in over by a subdivision. So we're going to zoom in a little tighter. And that's a subdivision I want right here. Because I can do this, what I'm going to show you is creating a report, a market activity report for a zip code, but we can also drill down to a specific subdivision. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to do what is called a polygon map, and I'm going to start right here on, I think that is Colony Church Road. And I'm going to come right down here to KREI. Let's see, I need to come down a little bit further. I'm going to go back here to Dale Street, up behind John David. Whoops, I need to, how do we make that when we mess up? I'll come back. I want to make sure that I'm covering this particular subdivision. Does that make sense? Now, I'm going to just save this area. I can search the area and edit, but I'm going to save this area, and I'm going to call this John David Subdivision. Okay? Actually, you know what would be better for me? And I just got an idea here. But I could save this. So I'm going to go ahead and save it as a subdivision. All right? So I've saved that, and now I can exit out. I just got to thinking of something because on my website, I just showed you and I've created these new driving tours. And what might be interesting is to create a driving tour for each subdivision. I could create one of these market areas. So we did the Log Cabin Lane area, and what I'm going to do now on RPR, I'm going to go back to RPR and I'm going to research Farmington. And I'm going to go back over to the bigger map, which is kind of really where we were. This time I'm going to focus in on that John David or Log Cabin area, which is going to be, let me drill in a little. Closer. So this is the subdivision that I did the driving tour right here. Again, I'll do my map drawing and I'll come down here. This subdivision area actually comes right like that. I used to live right there, right behind the hand on that Ozark. So being in real estate, you know that. You buy and sell and move a lot, but that's one home my wife and I wish we had just kind of stayed put and stayed there. We always loved that home. So I'm going to call this Log Cabin area and say OK. All right, so I've actually created this Log Cabin subdivision. This is it. That's where I did my driving tour. Now I'm going to just go up to the home button right here. And I'm going to go over to saved. And I want to find my Log Cabin area. Oh, there it is right there. Custom areas. We're going to pull this up. And there's only 3 properties there. Now I'm going to go up here to the top and I'm going to select market activity, which is the fourth button over. Don't panic. I'm recording this, so you'll be able to go back and watch it. And I see a couple of questions, and I will come out and answer those here in just a second. I'm going to do the last month, and I want to show everything that's gone on in market activity. So I'm going to search, and it's only showing me one property in that area. That's okay. I'm just going to leave that alone. We could, that's everything in the last month, but that's in a specific area. And that's all right. You could, again, do this for your entire zip code. Now, I want to go and select Get Report, which is right here. I could go up to Reports as well, but I'm going to select Get Report. And notice it's defaulted to Market Activity Report. I'm going to select More Details, and I'm going to go back the past, we'll go back the past 3 months. We could do that. Maybe there's more things that are going on. And I do not want expired listings to show up, but I want everything else. And I really don't want open houses to show up because I don't want them going over there if there's an open house. And they're my folks, right? And I'm going to come down here and just select Display Now. I've checked the box. I'm going to get the report. The report is generating. I can go on and do some work. So while we're waiting for that, I'm going to see what questions we have. How would Live Chat Inc. work with foreign languages, Japanese, etc.? Well, that's a great question, and I use it, Rich, for a website that I manage in French. And actually, I customized the front. I mean, it says bonjour when you come to the website instead of hello, we're here. It doesn't. I mean, they would type in their language. You would then have to transcribe that particular language back. However, with that being said, Rich, there is, and I think I just logged out or hit the wrong button there. I hope I didn't. Okay, I think we're here. I have to go back to RPR. It's no problem. My report's still generating. I just had all my windows open. There is a website, Rich, that does an excellent job with WordPress, which is what I use, and converting text, because we do a website that I help with in France, and we actually translate the language into Italian, Russian, French, and English. I don't do that particular translation. We have another gentleman who works on staff that does that. But the website itself I help set up, and I used a particular company that does some really interesting things. So once I type it in English and they convert it, it converts the rest of the website into these other languages, which is pretty interesting, and I could help you with that. So the report's done, and here it is. I'm going to download. Thank you for the question too, Rich. And any of that kind of information, I'll be glad to try to figure out with you and help you with that. There's no charge. At some point, I may take up a love offering, but there's no charge for that. So here's Log Cabin Area, and that's what I outlined. And this was the last 3 months of what was going on. Now, again, this is a free report. I think that was the only one that's happened in that area, which is Wallace Road. Again, I'm just wanting to show you the principles. You might want to do a wider area, or if you're doing a subdivision where there's a lot of information that's going on, that's okay. What I may want to try to do is focus on the people who live here so that they will know what's going on in their subdivision. Does that make sense? They might have an interest in signing up for this, for the particular report that we're going we're going to create. And that's a whole nother idea I just got as I'm doing this. So we have the report. Again, it's only one property. If you were doing the whole zip code, we would have that. I'm going to select save a copy right here. And I'm going to call this Log Cabin Area, Farmington, Missouri, February 2015, because you definitely want to make, as you're creating these, you want to make sure that you know what the dates are in the areas. So we've created that free report. I'm going to now come over to my Mayfield RE website. Okay, good. So we're logged in here. So I've got this free report. And there's a couple of things we could do on this. I'm going to show you a couple of options. I'll show you something that's kind of interesting first. There's a company that I have purchased a little booklet from. It's a digital magazine maker called Flip, PDF to Flip. And it is... I have way too many programs, don't I? And I have Windows on this machine, so I actually have let's see, where's my flip to PDF at? There's also an easier way to do this. There it is right there. Now I always give a disclaimer because this is like Geraldo Rivera when he opened the vault and there was nothing in the vault. Sometimes we may try to do something, and this is a pretty good program. Occasionally, I have noticed with this program, when they do some updates, some different things go kind of haywire or do something a little bit crazy. And I don't know if it's updating right now. So I'm going to force quit this and we'll try it one more time here. Usually the program works pretty good for me, but I have noticed occasionally, sometimes I'll have some weird things that will happen. Here it is. So you just close out and you reopen. Yes, send them the report. I'm going to create a new project. And I'm saying a prayer right now too, so. All right, here we go. I'm going to browse. It's wanting to know, let me back up and show you this here for a moment. What it's asking for is the PDF file. Now, PDF stands for Portable Document Format. And when we were in the Realtors Property Resource and we created this report, we actually created this, and when I downloaded this report, it saved it as a PDF. See that? And what a PDF actually means is it's called a portable document format, and it means that it can be read across many various different types of computer operating systems. Your MLS, when you generate a report to email to one of your customers or clients, or when we generate flyers from our MLS in St. Louis, it's actually generating a PDF. And so you print that, you can print that and send it to anyone and they can actually open that up. So this is a program called Flip PDF Professional. And it's taking a PDF file, any kind of a PDF file, and it's making a digital magazine. So the first question it's asking me for right up here is it's saying, hey, John, you want to make a new digital magazine out of a PDF file. What PDF on your computer do you want us to use to create this digital magazine? Now, the computer's not smart enough to ask me the question, so I have to help it out and select Browse. Remember, we had put that on the desktop. There it is right there, Log Cabin Area. There's the PDF, and that's the PDF I want to open. Now, you just leave everything else alone, and or does somebody want to lead us in prayer before I hit the import button? So, because this has been known to do odd things, but someone out there is praying for me right now, and that this will turn out really cool because it would make everything seem a little bit more interesting and fun. So it's generating page 3 of 3. It usually doesn't take that long. They may have changed something, but we're going to wait just a second here because sometimes my computer will do weird things. Convert failed. Now there could be a number of reasons. I'm going to try it one more time. Import. And if that does fail, I'm going to show you how to fix that, because sometimes I think I know what the problem is. Maybe. So what we want to do, it's okay. I never panic when something fails. It just creates some more curiosity on how I can fix that. Sometimes, and it just dawned on me, that if the title right here, if the title is too long, I'm just going to change this to Log Cabin. All right, and let's try this again, because I have noticed sometimes if file extensions are too long, and I've noticed this in a lot of programs recently, or you have an asterisk or something else in the file, sometimes I've noticed that tends to create a problem. Now, if this doesn't, I'll try one more item, because it's evidently this particular PDF, there's something going on and it doesn't like this PDF. And we'll fix that here in just a second. We're going to try one more. I'm going to click cancel. And what I'm going to do is go back to my desktop, and I'm going to open up this Log Cabin PDF again. I've not had, I think I had this problem once and I figured out what the issue was. So I'm going to click File and Save As. I just opened it up in Adobe, and I'm going to call it Log Cabin 1 and resave that. And now I exit out. We'll try it one more time here. If not, we're going to move on, and I'll show you another way that we can do this. I'll hit Browse. Desktop, Log Cabin 1. I'm going to call on someone else to pray this time. Oh, those things happen occasionally. For some reason, it's not. I could exit out of this program and go back in, but it's not liking that file for some reason. So I'm going to just quit Flip PDF, and I probably should just reboot my machine, but I'm going to try it one more time by just exiting the program, and I'm going to click Create a New Project. Browse. maybe if I take off some of these, there's another option I could do right up there. Well, it does not like that file format for some reason, and I apologize about that. Generally, you can go in and find a PDF. In fact, I'll just go over I'm just going to go out and we'll grab a PDF, because normally it does not give me any trouble. And so here is a 7 Secrets to Success to Today's Technology. It's a big one. And I don't know. I think I'm going to have to just reboot my computer system somehow, because it's definitely not working with that. Well, I will figure out what the problem is there, and I apologize for that, but we're going to keep moving along because we can do this another way. We can go to my website right here, and we're going to go over to our community's log cabin lane. And I'm going to select Edit Page. And I'm going to now select Visual. And right down here, I'm going to say, download the latest market activity for log cabin subdivision here. All right. Now, what you can do, and if you haven't downloaded Dropbox and you don't have Dropbox, it's really a pretty cool feature. Now, I'm going to go to Dropbox and I'm going to create a new folder. And I'm going to call this folder Subdivision Market Activity. So I've just created a new folder in Dropbox. Dropbox is going to, it sends information to the cloud, stores it there, and you can now look at this information on multiple devices. The interesting thing about Dropbox is that I can also take a PDF like we just created, and I could drop it into Dropbox. So I'm going to put this right in that folder called Subdivisions, right there. So on my Dropbox that's in the cloud under Market Activity, I have a PDF called Log Cabin, which is the market activity. Now watch what happens in Dropbox when you right-click your mouse. You can share the Dropbox link. See that? Because this file is in the cloud on the World Wide Web, and if I want to share it, see it's being shared, I can do that. Once I right-click my mouse and share this, it copies the link to the clipboard. I can now highlight this information right here, download the latest market activity link for log cabin subdivision, select the Insert Link button. I'm going to just delete that. And remember, when I copied that information a moment ago to my clipboard, when I shared the Dropbox link, if I right-click my mouse and paste, I have now added, and you want to put log cabin subdivision Farmington, Missouri, and save it. Now, why are we, or add the link, why are we adding log cabin? Because that's the title. And you're going to see more and more people who are going to go out to Google and type in things like homes, let's do this, homes for sale, log cabin, Farmington, Missouri. And these are called long search tails. And you're going to see more and more people that will be doing that right here. These are some older ones. It's probably from Home Values and Trulia and so forth. But I just uploaded my video yesterday for log cabin homes. Hopefully, if people are searching for a home in that area, the link to this may pop up as the search engine builds. And when they're searching for homes for sale log cabin subdivision or any subdivision in your community, this may pop up toward the top. And let's back up. If someone's searching for a home in a specific subdivision, wouldn't you agree that their level of interest of purchasing or selling is probably a little bit more or more heightened than someone who's just searching homes for sale 63640? I think so, because they've probably seen a home on Log Cabin Lane they like and want more information. So now let's go out here to view the page. Here's our driving subdivision, and right underneath it, which I would probably do this a little bit differently, I could click on this as a buyer and it will pull up the property for them to download. So they can download, actually that'll populate in just a minute, but I'm having my Dropbox on Safari there's something new that has blocked that, but if I go into that in a Mozilla or something else, it pops right up. So you should be able to download that. I may have to sign in, but I normally wouldn't have to. There it is. It's just taking it a minute to populate. There it is. And now the consumer has the market information. What's great about this is that it's free. I would probably edit this and go in and make this a little bit bigger text. So let's do that, or let's go to heading 4 and we'll update that. Now, by the way, I'm using WordPress for my website. WordPress is a great tool. The template I'm using for my WordPress cost me around $70 for that template, and I have a built-in IDX feed. I pay like $1 or $2 a month to host this website, and it's been very profitable for me. I have a whole series on how to use WordPress and actually how to set this up from the hosting all the way through. If you're interested in that, you can go to my Business Tech Guy website, and there's it's not very much if you're interested in learning more about WordPress. But there we go. We actually just created a link to this on our website right here. I wanted to do the digital magazine, didn't work. So maybe sometimes this is just as easy to use Dropbox and something free. Now I'm going to take this a step further with our, and I know we don't have a lot of time left, but we're going to work on this over the next couple of sessions. The next thing I want to do is I want to set up, I want you to set up a free, yes, it's free, account with what is called MailChimp.com. MailChimp.com. If you go to pricing, you'll notice that you can have up to 2,000 subscribers and send 12,000 emails to 2,000 subscribers for free. There's no contract, no credit card. Unfortunately, if you want to have everything running in automation, in other words, if someone signs up for your website and you want to deliver to them the automated PDF file in return for signing up, you may have to pay $10 or $15 a month. But you can do it for free, and there's a workaround. So we'll talk about that, and I want to show you how this works. So you'll sign up for free, doesn't cost anything. And again, we're not trying to get 20,000 or 500,000 subscribers. We're just trying to get those few people who do come to our website, who do have an interest in buying or selling. We want to put the handcuffs on them so that we can convert them into a lead. We don't want people coming to our real estate office looking around, nobody's there. You have no messaging program where they can leave you a message, because people just don't want to click and send you an email. I mean, a few will, but most people won't. You've got to make it easy. So if you don't have some type of instant messaging and you don't have a tease to get them to sign up for something, you're going to lose those potential prospects. So what we'll do when we pick up on our next session, and you can see I actually have all of my agents from the local Monroe area in here when I send out new property reports. I actually just did one not too long ago and had about a 36% open rate, which isn't really too bad. That's 69 opens. It was a blast to all the agents in the board. But I want to show you how you can create a list. So the first thing we're going to do is we can have multiple lists inside of MailChimp. I want to create a list called Log Cabin Lane Subdivision, right? Because I want folks who sign up for this particular email or this particular report, they're signing up for Log Cabin Subdivision. And again, we could make this the entire city of Farmington, but I'm just breaking it down to a narrow subdivision. We want to send or deliver to them the right information. They just want to know what's going on in my subdivision. And we can get that through the market activity report through RPR, correct? Now, who's the email from? John M. at mayfieldre.com. And it's from John Mayfield. You could even, I saw some folks that do this, or have done this, which is kind of nice. Your name, John Mayfield, for a free price evaluation. I had someone that sent me something the other day and they had their phone number and the default name, and I thought, boy, that was nice, and I need to do that. And then right here, you requested market activity information about the Log Cabin subdivision in Farmington, Missouri. Now, we're doing this for real estate. There might be some folks, I guess that is spelled correctly. There may be some folks on here who are in a different line of business. I want you to just think outside the box on how you can get folks to sign up for information. Now, so I'm going to drop down here. Do I want a daily summary of people who subscribe one by one? I just want a daily summary. Might be kind of interesting or kind of neat. So I'm going to select Save. And now I've just created a Log Cabin Lane. Now we can jump over. I have no subscribers, but we have a sign up form right over here. See this? We have what's called a general form or an embedded form or a subscriber pop-up. Interesting. Several things you can do here. I also want to show you that over in WordPress, they have what are called plugins. That's why there's several reasons about WordPress, but a lot of people like to use this because you can install what is called a plugin. And I want to add a new plugin. And notice if I type in MailChimp, they actually have a plugin right here. In fact, there's several plugins that we can use, and I need to really investigate a few of these and see which one works the best. Looks like this one has great stars and it's been downloaded a bunch of times, so I'm going to just install this and I'll select OK, and I'll have to go in. So now I'll activate the plugin, and it's going to show up over here on the left somewhere. And here it is right here. So if I come into MailChimp, I'll need to put what's called my API key. Now, that seems like something really crazy and strange, but if you go to your settings, or if I go to John Mayfield and I go to my account, it may show me the API key somewhere in here. Integrations is probably where it's at. This is where I know some people get a little bit frustrated, but I'm going to show you this next week, and I'll figure out where the API key is, because basically it's just a long letter or number that I'll copy and paste over into the other system. And I don't see it here, but we'll find out where that's at. Now, I do have the option, though, back here, and we'll just do this real quickly and wrap up today's session. Remember the log cabin subdivision, and remember sign up forms right here. Let's just quickly do an embedded form. And here's a basic embedded form. I'd like to get a super slim, actually. Let's see. And right here, whoops. I thought I could change the field there. When I do that, it actually takes the title away. So we'll leave that alone right now. Let's go to advanced, see if there's anything else. We don't want that. We'll do the classic right here. And on form width, I'm going to just leave that alone, and I'm going to now copy and paste this right into my website. So I highlight everything, right-click my mouse, and copy. We'll go back over to our website. And again, we're going to pick up on this next week, but I'm just going to quickly show you. So I'm going to go into Edit Page, and right down here, I'm going to type in sign up for a free market report on what homes are selling for and have sold. I may go in and fix this. I'm just doing this on the fly in this SUBDIVI in this subdivision. And you might want to put, we promise not to sell your email address, or we promise not to sell your email and respect your privacy. And now I'm going to make sure I'm on the text field because I'm going to remember I was over here and I right clicked and copied this gobbledygook. That's what I call it. And over here, I'm going to right click and paste. And if we select update, I may have pasted that in the wrong spot, but we'll see. We'll view the page. We'll go to a commercial break. And when we come back, no. Here it is right here. If I type in my email and I subscribe, almost finished. So I'm going to return to our website. They're going to just send a confirmation email to make sure the folks want to sign up. So we'll go out. I'll have to confirm to this email. So I should be getting an email from right here. Yes, subscribe me to the list. And when we go out here to our list, there should be one subscriber. There should be, because everything now, so I'm going to go manage, view subscribers. It's maybe populating in the background here. I did confirm that, didn't I? Subscriptions confirmed. It may just take it a moment to make it through the system. I'm not having good luck with showing you. I'm like Geraldo. It's like nobody's showing up. But next week we'll look, and I should be in there, and I promise not to do it manually. But that's basically it. It may just take it a moment to actually get through the process and move its way over to the database. But you should be able to use that process, and that is how you can get folks to sign up for your list. I would feel really good if that one subscriber had popped up there, but we'll figure out what's going on there, and it should show up here shortly. Well, I hope this was helpful. We're going to pick up on this. Now, keep in mind, everything I'm doing is basically free. You don't have to pay for Dropbox unless you use a certain amount of storage space. MailChimp is free. RPR is free. It's just a matter of being able to figure out, well, where do I copy this? Where do I paste that? Again, I've recorded this webinar. You can watch it played back. I also have a new program where I'm transcribing, so you can actually hopefully be able to go through and follow instructions on this as well. We'll have that up. Next week, I'm going to show you, we're going to build on MailChimp, or in 2 weeks, pardon me. But I'm also going to show you a tool that I use that works seamlessly. It is $60 a month, but it's a great way, and you can do lots of different things with it as far as getting folks to sign up. But I want to give you the choice of really being able to do some of this without spending a lot of money. And here's the bottom line and the takeaway from all of this. We're living in a totally different digital world. People are searching and looking for things in different places. And you might set this information up, and once you get the hang of it and it's all on autopilot, if it could help you pick up or generate 4 or 5 additional transactions next year or this year, I think it's worth it. And I think that it can do that for you. So I hope that you will at least think about some of the things we've done today. It has worked for me. I'm actually working on my website so that it will be more vibrant and have more information and be able to show up more regularly when people are searching on Google for properties in Farmington and the surrounding areas. Well, thanks for joining me today. We'll meet up again in 2 weeks, the middle of February, which is kind of neat, isn't it, that the spring is around the corner. I hope you have a great day. Thanks again. I see a couple of questions, and I probably should answer those. Joni said she was praying for it. Kathy, what's the cost for this program? There is no cost for me to do this. This is totally free. At some point, I may ask for folks if they want to do some kind of a general contribution, but that's totally down the road. Couple of folks ask about and I just want to show you that, said they need some help getting a website. And I'll be glad to help you with that, but I do want to show you, if you go out to my Business Tech Guy website, on the my website's pulling up here. If you go to my website and you go to store, and by the way, I'm redoing my website and I forgot how to do some of the things that I'm showing you, and I actually went out and right here, how to make your website sticky. It's $39.95. And I actually went out and watched these videos, and it walked me right. I mean, it was me doing it, but I had forgotten about it. And I thought to myself when I was going through this, I thought that was really a no-brainer. I mean, if people watch these videos, they're broken down into short little segments, but that's $39.95, or you can sign up for the this right here, the gold plan, and you get a lot of other things as well. But I'm not trying to sell stuff on these calls. But if you need help with that, either the website or this you get access to the website information, as how to create a website as well. But these calls are free, and there's no charge. Just pitch my name to your local association if you need a speaker in the near future. So thanks again for watching. Have a great day. I hope this helped you. Bye. Oh, the Flipboard, Kathy asked about that, or the Flip to PDF. It's $99 for Flip to PDF. And it normally works pretty good, so I apologize about that.